Hello there, my name is Courtney Washington. I'm 19 years old and I live in Herndon, Virginia. Last year I made a videotape in honor of one of my favorite celebrities and inspirations' birthdays, Chris Colfer. Today I would like to make a video for another one of my favorite celebrities slash inspirations, Darren Criss. You probably know him from Glee, but he's also a part of StarKid. He wrote musicals for StarKid, and he acted in a Harry Potter musical as Harry Potter himself. Today's his 25th birthday, so I just wanted to make a little message for him. Darren, if you're watching this, which I doubt you are because you probably have better things to do, but if you are watching this, I just want to let you know how much you inspire me and how you just inspire me in different aspects of my life. I've got a computer right here because I'm not going to remember everything, so I have my notes down here, so I make sure to say everything I want to say. So if I'm looking down here, that's why. Alright. Okay, so I first heard of you from Glee. I heard that you were going to be playing a new role, and I'll admit, even though I didn't really know who you were at the time, I had really high expectations for you. And in your debut episode, Never Been Kissed, you just exceeded those expectations and more. After that episode, I just thought, okay, this guy has to be in more episodes. He was so good. I just loved him. And I definitely think, looking back, I think the reason for that wasn't just because of the character. I think it was mainly because you were playing the character. Because, I'll be honest, if anybody else was playing Blaine, I don't think I would understand him nearly as much as I understand him with you playing him. You just have this, way of just drawing people in, and I think part of what makes us all just root for you is you have this natural charisma, whether you're in character or whether you're out of character. You just have this charisma. I saw Glee live this summer in DC. I was at the June 9th stop. And I'll even admit, when I go to a concert, I don't really like singing along and that kind of thing because I'm just like, okay, I'm here for the performers. I want to watch them perform. I don't want to distract or anything. I want to watch them perform because that's why I'm there. But you, by the end of your set, you just had everybody standing and singing along. And I even sang during the end of Silly Love Songs, even though I told myself, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But you just kept getting everybody in here. You're like, okay, now it's your turn. Go. Go, go, go. And I remember that like it was yesterday. It's just, that was so cool. And the cool thing is, you made that happen. And that's pretty impressive. I do think that it is more than just your charisma, though. Your expressions, especially your eyes just on stage, on screen, they just continue to amaze me. Just the emotion you can express with your eyes. First thing that pops into my mind is from the episode of Glee, the first time, that apology scene. That's the first scene that comes to mind because it's my favorite scene you've done yet because anybody could have acted like they were sorry, you know? You just go, oh, I'm sorry, you know? But you went beyond that. You were sorry. And it almost went beyond the character. You were feeling it. And that's how much you were your character. And it's just amazing. And sometimes you don't, the crazy thing is sometimes you don't even need your facials. For instance, my favorite number that you sang, Somewhere Only We Know. It was my favorite before I even saw it on the screen because the emotion that was in your voice, you could just feel, you could feel what you were singing. You meant what you were singing. And later, we could see it in your physicality on screen. Just the way you felt and meant what you were singing, it just really got to me. It just totally blew me away. It was amazing. One thing that I admire about you as a professional is you always use what you're given. Even when you didn't think you were right for Glee at first, you still took the opportunity and auditioned anyway just to get your name out there. And when you didn't make it, you took the time in college to really study and train, and you did a full-blown Harry Potter musical while you were doing it. It kind of reminds me that while I'm planning on majoring in theater, and while some people think it's stupid, I remember because of you that you can use that degrees like that to your advantage, and you can really go for your dreams. Of course, you're 1 in a million, but there's always that chance, and you remind me that there's that chance. But even then, you still didn't give up on Glee. One more audition, and you didn't get in then, but did that stop you? No way. You auditioned a third time, and then you finally got in the show as Blaine Anderson, and you just seized the opportunity, and you just gave those performances your all. And, I mean, just look where you are now. I mean, you finished a 3-week stint starring on Broadway. I saw the first Saturday night show, the one that was on the 7th, and from what I saw, you were giving it everything you had, and I'm sure you did for the rest of the performances. You've done everything. You're going to be doing the big screen. You taped it already, but it hasn't aired yet, but you're going to be doing the big screen. You've done the small screen. You've voice acted. You've performed professionally on stage. That is an accomplishment for 25. And even, the crazy thing is, even with all of that, you still keep your morals. And your morals haven't changed. And I think that's really what impresses me the most about you. For instance, I know that you watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. I heard that in an interview, and I'm a huge fan too, Avatars Unite. And you really appreciate the lessons that it gives. Well, so do I. And I like that you're not afraid to say what you like, what fandoms you're in, so to speak. And you like that other people can come to you. I can geek out about Avatar: The Last Airbender, and you would not care. You would probably geek along with me, which is pretty cool for a celebrity, I think. Another thing that I really like is that you're just proud of yourself. Like, I used to not really care about my eye color. I have hazel eyes, just like you. But I know this sounds really silly, but somehow, even though you've never really mentioned your eye color, I don't even know how this is, but somehow I'm kind of proud of my hazel eyes now. And I used to hate wearing glasses, but now, check it. I am fine wearing glasses now, but because of you. You've changed that for me. I guess I'll take these off now. And I love that anything that you support, you are 100% certain of. Such as, like the LGBT community. Since you play a gay character on Glee, you've almost kind of become a spokesperson yourself. And you've taken on that role wholeheartedly. But even with all that responsibility, you're still yourself. Because, I mean, I have never seen someone who is so humble or loves their fans as much as you love your fans. It's crazy. I mean, I saw it in person because I was at the stage door for How to Succeed. I was on the other side of the street, but I kind of knew what was going on, but you didn't even do it just the opening and the closing nights. Every single night, you hushed the crowd just to say thank you and apologizing for not being able to sign everything and saying thank you from the bottom of my heart. This means so much to me. I'm hugging you all with my mind. I mean, it means so much to you. It means so much to us. And that means a lot to me. So, just thank you. Another thing that I really like about you is, I wish I had this trait, but you can make fun of yourself when needed, which I think is very admirable. I've seen this from different concerts that you've done. I've never been to one. You need to come to DC, so I will get a ticket for that. If you ever come to DC, I will pick up a ticket. But I have seen videos, and even though you do make fun of yourself, you still try your best to do whatever you're doing, and it really shows. I think it definitely shows in your concerts and in your concert videos. I think the biggest thing, though, that separates you from the rest is the way that after all of this time, after going through everything you've been through 1.5 years, I guess it's been, you still remember your roots. I mean, even today, you still wear those pink sunglasses, and you still talk about StarKid, and you're writing Starship. You're still involved with them, and I'll be honest, I wouldn't have known who Freelance Wales was if it wasn't for you, and how much you support your brother by telling everybody, have you heard of Freelance Wales? I would never have heard of them if it wasn't for you. And I heard about the closing night of How to Succeed as well. And in your bio, since I was there, I read your bio, and at the end when you say, what was it you said? Money, the amazing Mumford and Charles. You thank your family, and then you thanked your family closing night, and that just means so much to me, and it's just admiring that after all this time you still think about them. And honestly, it makes me want to have a better relationship with my family and appreciate them more, because you kind of show that you can be this big performer guy, and you can still say, hey, I love my family. And it just strikes me. It's just amazing, I think. I think, though, the biggest thing that you've done for me is you've given me new friends. Through you, I've just met people through Stage Door and at Glee Live, and met people on Tumblr and LiveJournal, other websites and places. And if you don't mind, I just wanted to tell you a story about one of the people that I know who I met through you, and she's one of my best online friends now, that if it wasn't for you, she probably wouldn't be alive right now. Her name is Erica, and she was diagnosed with clinical depression 2 years ago, and she's also passively suicidal. In August of last year, she decided to start cutting herself. But then she put on your song Not Alone, and the song that you wrote, and it touched her so much, and it made her feel like you were there with her, and she knew that even though you didn't know her personally, you wouldn't want her to do that. I know that, because that's just how you are, and that's just how you are toward your fans. And from what I know, she hasn't cut herself since, and that is the point when she really started getting help, and she's really on her way to leading a much happier life, and she's going off to college, and it's amazing, and I'm so proud of her. And honestly, she wouldn't have the faith in herself to do all of that if it wasn't for you. So I just want to thank you so much because I know Erica isn't the only one. I know there are plenty other lives in there, other lives that you've saved just by being positive, just by being yourself, just by telling people it's okay to be different. And that just saves lives. And I think that's something that you should know if you didn't know that already. You save lives, and it's pretty amazing. So from one fan, you've changed my life, and you've saved one of my best friends' lives. So just thank you. With that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. So I guess I will say you're not going to be in the episode of Glee next week because you're doing How to Succeed. But hey, I don't mind, because that show was amazing. So I guess I will see you on my screen in 2 weeks, and I hope you have a wonderful 25th birthday, and just always be yourself, and don't let anyone change you. Just like I told Chris, don't let anyone change you, because we love you being just the way you are. Not like anybody would be able to change you, but still thought I'd tell you anyway. So just thanks and happy 25th.